I found a studio down the street. I booked 6 days, loaded all my shit into the car, bought some good, strong fucking coffee, and I got back to work. 14 songs in 5 days with 1 day to mix. I played every instrument, running from the drums to the guitar to the coffee maker, to the bass, to the vocal mic, to the coffee maker, back to the drums, back to the coffee maker. Here I was again, left to my own devices, with no one to tell me right or wrong. The same one-man band 20 years ago, 20 years later, multi-tracking all on my own. Though long gone were the 2 cassette recorders and songs about my dog, my bike, and my dad. I was singing songs about starting over. Maybe a few about my dad. I dubbed 100 cassettes. I gave it the name Foo Fighters so that people would imagine it was a group rather than just one strung-out coffee junkie scrambling from instrument to instrument. I gave them to friends, I gave them to relatives, I gave them to people at fucking gas stations. I was starting over. It wasn't long before I got the call. An A&R guy. The tape was getting around. Those 6 days that I spent alone in the studio that I considered to be a demo, I considered an experiment. I considered it fucking therapy. They thought it was a record. I didn't even have a band. I called my brilliant friend and lawyer, Jill Berliner, for advice. You know what she told me? The musician comes first. I started my own label, Roswell Records. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You are staring at the president of a record company. After all that had happened, deep down, I was still the same kid that at 13 years old realized I could start my own band, I could write my own song, I could record my own record, I could start my own label, I could release my own record, I could book my own shows, I could write and publish my own fanzine, I could silk screen my own shirts, I could do all of this myself. And it may have been an entirely different world now, but once again, there was no right or wrong because it was all mine. From day one, the Foo Fighters have been fortunate enough to exist within this perfect world. We write our songs, we record our songs, we make our albums, we decide when the album is the album, we own the album, and we'll license it to you for a little while, but you gotta give it back because it's mine. Because I am the musician, and I come first. I have to imagine that the reason I'm here today in front of you all is exactly this. Am I the best drummer in the world? Certainly not. Am I the best singer-songwriter? Not even in this fucking room. But I've been left alone to find my voice since that day I heard Edgar Winter's Frankenstein. Recently, I directed a full-length feature documentary about the recording studio that Nirvana recorded Nevermind on over 20 years ago, Sound City. In the movie, we not only tell the story of this magical shithole, but we also explore technology and what we refer to as the human element of music. How do these things coexist? Well, there is no right or wrong. There is only your voice. Your voice screaming through an old Neve 8028 recording console. Your voice singing from a laptop. Your voice echoing from a street corner. A cello, a turntable, a guitar, Serato, a Studer. It doesn't matter. What matters most is that it's your voice. Cherish it. Respect it, nurture it, challenge it, stretch it, and scream until it's fucking gone. Because every human being is blessed with at least that. And who knows how long it will last. It's there if you want it. Now, more than ever, independence as a musician has been blessed by the advance of technology, making it easier for any inspired young musician to start their own band, write their own song, record their own record, book their own shows, write and publish their own fanzine, although now I believe you call it a blog. Now more than ever, you can do this. And it could be all yours. And left to your own devices, you can find your voice. Recently, I came home with the new Beatles vinyl box set. It's amazing. It's the size of a fucking Toomey suitcase. It's huge. It weighs 50 pounds. As I walked into the house, my daughters, Harper, who's 3, and Violet, who's 6, looked up and gasped, "What is that?" I said, "It's all of the Beatles' records." Now, I've already spent hours brainwashing them with Beatles songs. They're cool. They know good music. I still get a little Fresh Beat Band every now and then, but this was vinyl. They'd never seen that before. I set up the turntable in their room, opened the box, and started showing them how it's done. Okay, take the record out of the sleeve. Here are the songs on this side. Here's the songs on this side. And just carefully place it on the turntable. Gently put the needle down. Careful. They were absolutely blown away. I left the room, came back half an hour later, and there they were, dancing to Get Back. Album covers strewn all over the floor. Does it sound familiar? We've all been there. And as a proud father, I pray that someday they're left to their own devices and they realize that the musician comes first and that they find their voice and that they become someone's Edgar Winter, that they become someone's Beatles, that they incite a riot or an emotion or start a revolution or save someone's life. That they become someone's hero. But then again, what do I know? Thank you very much for your time, everybody. Thank you very much.
Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl. Mr. Dave Grohl. That was great. Okay.